right, welcome to the OHB Coaching Academy channel. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the art of DM conversations. Okay, it's a new style that I'm going to be presenting, just using a whiteboard like back in school, but there's no smoke without fire, so I'm guessing there's a reason they used whiteboards. So, DM conversations, all right, everybody is using Instagram for lead generation, generally, mainly, and with good reason. I think there's like over 1 billion users on Instagram. So there's a lot of leads on Instagram, right? But here is where a lot of the problems arise for people, okay? This is actually probably the biggest reason a lot of people aren't making money, either because they're scared of the DMs or they're just, whatever, or they just don't know what to do in the DMs and how to actually convert those conversations into calls, right? So it's very important, and I'm going to teach you today. So you're in for a treat. And now, if you find this valuable, then do the right thing, pay it forward, like, share, and subscribe. Okay. So I'm going to draw the roadmap of a conversation in the DMs. Okay. There's a few different moving parts of the conversation in the DM, and there's a lot of psychology in the DMs as well. Okay. So I'm going to explain. So let's start here, right? What is the first thing that happens in the DM, right? So this is going to be the opening conversation, okay? So how do you open a conversation? There's two openers, right? In my opinion, right? Well, there's a few. There's a few. So it's gonna come from different places. So you've got like new follower, okay? You've got new follower. You've got existing follower, and then some people will do cold. We wouldn't really do cold, so I'll call it a content engager. That would be the last type, right? So we don't really do cold as much. Now you can do cold with volume. That's the rule of cold. Okay? If you do anything cold, we know this is all a numbers game, right? So if you reach out, and cold just means someone that doesn't know you, they haven't engaged with you at all, they haven't followed you back. So if you do any form of cold, you have to know that your numbers are going to be way lower. You can expect much less people to reach back out to you, right? Or to respond. So you've got to do loads more numbers. That's the only way to solve that problem. So, not everyone has the capacity to do that volume and do it well. And that's why we don't focus as much on cold. Probably if you're trying to scale a company, then, and you're already making good money, then that's something you could look at. So these are the sources of these conversations, all right? New followers, existing followers, and content engagers, okay? So there's a couple of ways you can start a conversation. And one of them is give, and the other one is ask, right? Let's divide it like that. Let's call it give, and then there's ask, okay? So what do I mean by give and ask? So when you give, you're basically using your brain. You're using the fact that that everybody and their grandpa and their dog is DMing everybody, right? Everyone trying to sell a service. So you're using the fact that that a lot of people are already in this person's DMs, maybe not, especially if you're doing B2C, but that this person may have gotten a DM or two. So you're saying that, look, I want to separate myself by not just coming to ask you for anything. I just want to give you something, right? So this is where a lead magnet will come in handy, right? What's a lead magnet? So a lead magnet is obviously something free. It's like a guide, an ebook, and it's all going to be based on your niche, right? Now, this whole thing is based on your niche because we know that we're not even messaging anyone here unless they're our niche, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to find our niche, get those to our niche to become our new followers, our existing followers, the people engaging in our content. And then we will definitely have a lead magnet eventually for them, right? So you can lead. And some of the conversations openers I had is that, something along the lines of, I won't write this down, I'll just say it. So like, hey, John, I know you probably get a lot of DMs, I used to say actually, hey, John, I get loads of people trying to sell me things in DMs all the time. I'm not going to do that for you. I want to give you something. I just made this XYZ guide or this entrepreneurs mind body health pocketbook. I thought your entrepreneur thought you might benefit from it. If you want it, please let me know. I'll send it straight over, no cost. Boom, that's a give, right? So more people are gonna see it because it's not most people see your stuff, right? Most people see your stuff. Even me, like maybe not all the time, but I'll occasionally check my message requests. So most people are going to see your stuff. What you need them to do is to respond. That's the key thing. Or can I get this person to respond? Because people will see it. But if they don't respond, then you're locked out. It's just like you're just standing outside the door of the house and just you're locked out. You can't get in. Whereas if you can get them to respond, then now you're in and you've got more of a chance of moving them across. So that's the give. The ask is just like any type of normal opener. You might not be actually asking them to give you something, but even just asking them to give you a response is essentially asking. So what we find is working now, for me, it depends. Other people have different opinions. There are some people that have said it doesn't work as well, but for me, I know that videos are working quite decent, right? So what that is you send like a video on your phone, and you just pretend it's like a selfie video, and you're like, hey, whatever it is, whoever the person, you don't say the name, you just say, hey, thanks for following me back, really appreciate it. And let me know if you got any, and you just kind of like, really ask them, like, oh, do you have any deals at the moment? So what you working on, would I help you? So it's like more personal touch allows you to get a bit more shit to the point, all right? The other way to do this, if you're not going to do like a straight in the video, you can do, or whether it's the video or not, you can just ask non-video, and you kind of do the traditional where it's like you comment on something you've seen, right? And usually you want to give a compliment, because who do beings love the most? They love themselves, right? So if you can compliment someone, they're gonna have a good response to what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? They're also much more likely to respond. So if you can say, "Oh, look, that restaurant you were at, like I saw on your page, looks amazing. Like, where was it?" Or oh, I see that you got a dog. Your dog is so cute. Like, what type of what is it? What breed is it? Little things like that. But always remember what you would have noticed in the last few things that I said is, and the reason why we say ask is because you always want to leave it with a question. Okay, so even with the give and the lead magnet, you'll notice that I said, let me know if you want that. So we always ask a question, because human beings have something, you'll hear me talk about this off frequently, decision fatigue, right? So decision fatigue means that I'm always having to think of different things, whether it's like, all right, should I take the train or drive into work today? Should I what should I pack for a meal for my lunch? What should I watch at night? What should I do this? What should I do? Like, we've always got to have 101 questions. Like, we've always got to make 101 decisions in a day. So if you're a new person stepping into my world, and you're just sending me a message and like, oh, I love that. You got a lovely dog. You've not asked me a specific question, so you're just making my life harder, because I don't, what do you want me to just say thanks? And then some people will say thanks, but it's like, am I going to stop everything I'm doing now to just say thanks? And then, it may sound stupid, but it's how we all think and behave, right? So you got to ask them a question, so you're directly getting them to say, oh, yeah, my dog is this species, or yeah, breed, or this is, I went to this restaurant, or I went to this holiday. You got to give them something to whatever, right? Cool. So once we've done that, I mean, this is going to take you on a different rabbit hole, but the good thing about this is that it's going to, kind of isolate them quicker, and let you know if they're a lead. Because generally, you want to come up with a guide or a few ebooks. I mean, if you've got multiple guides, there was a time where I used to say, I've got 3 guides. Like, I would love to give you one, just for following me back. Like, let me know which one you want, and it would be like nutrition, exercise, or something else. And that was a really good tool, because a lot of people will say, I want the nutrition, I want this. And that already allows me to know that this person may be struggling with their nutrition or their this. And then this can lead to an easier conversation, right? If you don't do that, and the same with the ask video as well. So what you'll notice is that the tonality nowadays is becoming a little bit more straight to the point, if you can do it. And there's ways of being straight to the point. So the ask video, the video, and also the lead magnet are really smooth ways of being a bit more straight to the point. Okay. But the traditional way, which is this one, where you just comment on something about their profile, that is not straight to the point, but it's just the traditional way. Does it work? Yes. Is it a bit longer, long-winded? Yes. But you got to try different things. If you try the lead magnet, you try the ask video, or you haven't got a lead magnet, so you do the ask video is not working for you, you can't just continue to do the same thing. You've got to mix it up and you've got to find what works. So this might work for you. So, right, when we're doing the just commenting on something we've seen on their profile, this means that we're going to have a few trades of casual conversation, right? Maybe 1 to 2 trades max. What does that mean? When I say trades, I mean just trading responses, right? So if you've asked the person about their holiday, then you don't want to. This is what some people will just. All right, cool. Where did you go on holiday? Like that place looks amazing. That was in your. Oh yeah, it was Tenerife. Thank you. Really good. Blah blah blah. And then the coach will just say, okay, cool, man. Like, how's your fitness? Do you know what I mean? Oh, cool. You got a goal, or like, what's your fitness like? Or do you train? Do you train? It's a bit, silly because you haven't even commented on that thing. You've kind of shown that you just went in with a plan. So you've got to make sure that you just have a few trades, and I call it just acting like a human being, right? Like act inquisitive. That's the best way to be in everything you do. Act inquisitive. Someone tells me that they went to Tenerife. As much as like I want to make a sale, I've got work and business to do. I'm gonna act interested, or like I'm gonna say that, oh, actually I went to Tenerife and actually enjoyed it, man. What part was, I'm gonna just keep a human element to it, because if this person eventually does sign up to me, there still has to be rapport. I'm not saying we've got to be best friends, but we're always gonna have to have some kind of rapport anyway, right? So just make sure you're addressing what they've said and actually giving it attention, and not just like ignoring it and just kind of blanking it out, right? Cool. So that's the few trades of the casual combo. Then we have what we call the switcheroo. Let's call it the switcheroonie. We like to keep it fun. So we've got the switcheroo, and this is where you want to switch it into fitness related. Okay. Now, this is where you got to be a smooth operator, man. There's really not much more I could tell you than that. You just got to be a smooth operator. It's not hard, and yeah, it's quite easy, right? I don't like that little arrowhead, but yeah, it's quite easy. So you're having a few trade-offs. You're talking about Tenerife, right? And maybe Tenerife has turned to, yeah, you talk about Tenerife, and then you don't wanna just be talking about holidays and life for the rest of, for the full day. You got things to do, you got stuff to do. So you maybe say, um, this is corny, but you might have just said like, you must have done a lot of like gym or whatever. You must have trained a lot like in the run up to that holiday. I would literally say something like that, because I like to keep it real natural, and I think before I speak, but I say things that come to my mind in a natural way. I feel like it gives a more natural element. So I might say something funny like, "Did you do the whole no carbs before marbs thing?" Which is like a common thing where people like they starve themselves. They do keto before they go to Marbella because they want to look good in the bikini. So I said, I'll say like, "Oh, did you do the whole no carbs before marbs to get ready for the holiday?" Boom. What I've done might sound like just funny, but what I've actually done is a really good technique, because I've switched it in to a fitness related conversation. Does that make sense? And not just fitness specifically on goals, on whatever it is I'm trying to do, and talk to them about body transformation, or whether it's like lifestyle strength or whatever. So when I've done that, if this person's still responding, then now we're in a fitness conversation, okay? So that is, half the work done. If you can get them started in a conversation, get them talking, and then now it's on fitness. That's why these straight to the point ones are so great, because if you can get them straight to it, then it's amazing, all right? But if you can't and you have to go this way, regardless, if you just be smooth about it, then you're good. And look, I'll give you one example. I'll give one more for those of you that are kind of like, oh, but what if they say this? What if they say that? A lot of the times, like, we lean in to start talking about work, like, because like a lazy way, it's lazy, but sometimes you don't have other ways of they don't have pictures and stuff like that. You might say, um, like, how's the month been for you? How's June been for you, right? And they're like, oh, busy, work life. They might start talking about stuff like that. So if they start telling you, as most people do, that they're busy with work and everything like that, and you have a few trade-offs regarding work, then you may say that, oh, you must find it hard to like train and keep your fitness up, right? With being that busy, or how do you find time to train? So there's always a way to do it. You just don't overthink it. Go straight in, and the more you do it, you'll get better at it. Now, Once you've done that, this is when you want to start diving into, I'm going to say, struggles, then goals. We're going to condense it, okay? Which one comes first? You know what? I have not, I actually forget. I forget, but it doesn't matter as much. So you want to talk about goals will be first. Goals will be first because goals keeps it light-hearted, all right? So you switched it into fitness, and then to keep it light-hearted still, you're gonna ask them, oh, like, do you have any goals like with your fitness? You know, really easy to do. It's not hard, right? You've already started talking about fitness. Maybe they've told you that, oh no, I didn't really do that, or no, like, I was too far gone, so I didn't do the no carbs before Mars. I just didn't care. Whatever. Okay, cool, man. Now you're back. Do you have any goals? Right. All right, cool. They might say, yeah, I just want to do this. A lot of people will be, what you got to understand with people is that people will be very light-hearted, like not light-hearted. The word that I'm looking for is nonchalant. You know, they're a bit nonchalant when it comes to talking about certain goals because they just got their guard up a little bit. Quite frankly, they got their guard up a little bit. So you want to make sure that you try and dig out. You know, try and dig out to get people to talk a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? If you can, I know in the DMs, just have a conversation with this person, but sometimes it's just knowing how to ask something. So if I ask somebody, oh, like, cool, do you have any goals with your fitness? And they're like, yeah, I just want to be like fitter and healthier, really, and whatever. And that's it. They just say fitter and healthier. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, so what does that look like for you? Is that running a marathon? Is that like just losing a bit of weight? Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? Really casually asking them and to just be more specific, and they will do it. And what I do at this time, right? I'm going to get into this with you. I'm going to give you a good tip that also helps. So you got to understand that what I'm giving you here is very valuable because I'm not just giving you a generic, quick one way of old school way of doing it. I'm giving you like live from the field, things that I've learned and observed that up until now. Because up until recently, I've done some lead generation. Do you know what I mean? So you got to understand, and also I coach and mentor a lot of clients that do lead generation every day. We look at DM conversations, all of this stuff. So this is really like live information that I'm giving you. So what I do sometimes at this point is I will actually send the person a voice note, okay? And it's the same reason the voice note is beneficial, is the same reason that the video is beneficial here. It stops people because what happens is for some people as well that's been contacted regularly through the DMs, we have this whole like knowledge of people having assistants and VAs, and a lot of people kind of are a bit clued up to that and a bit like suspicious because of that. And they're thinking, is this even the person talking to me? And again, they just naturally have their guard up, even if they don't think of that, right? So when you can give them that personal touch, whether it be the video, whether it be the voice note, they just start, it helps people put the guard down and just think that this person's a real person. I had a call with someone not too long ago, and we was talking, we was doing all of this, but because I know this like the back of my hand, instead of just going through and doing it via text, I thought, bro, let me just save myself some time. And I'm just, because I've got it, and I'm just gonna, and because the person was quite very responsive, and I just voice noted him, and we literally just ended up having this whole trade-off of conversation or communication via voice notes. And when I got on the call with him the next day, like the very next day, he was like, listen, like, I know you're genuine because like you're literally voice noting me at whatever time it was and so on and so forth, right? So sometimes at that point, if they're being a bit like, they give you an answer that's like a bit vague, then you can jump in with a voice note so where you can express yourself properly and say, oh, like, cool, I hear you, you just want to get fit. But what does that look like to you? Is it like you just want to you want to run a marathon, you want to run like do stuff like that, you just want to be stronger, or do you want to like, lose a bit of weight? Like let me know which one, because I just want to know if I can help you in any way. When you speak it like that, it just also automatically calms the person down. It gets them to think, okay, let me be frank with them. They're kind of talking to me in a frank way. So some people, and look, in this whole cycle and this whole thing that I'm teaching, of course, there's going to be people that don't, you know, respond. There's people that are going to air you midway through. There's going to be people that don't respond. There's going to be whatever. That is where the art of volume comes in. Now, that's a whole separate topic, but you just got to do more of this. More of this has got to happen so that you can not worry about the few people that don't go the way that you want. So anyway, you got goals and then you got struggles, okay? So you've got done the goals. The goals is very important because that lets you start to identify if they're your niche or not. All right. And you gotta understand that this whole process, this whole thing that we're doing is actually qualifying. Okay. So we're not actually just trying to sell somebody here, right? What we're doing, and this is quite advanced, right? It's very advanced, but this is why you're learning this, and this is why you're getting a really good masterclass, is we're qualifying the person because we've booked hundreds of appointments, right, in a month. I'm not talking about over time. All right. I mean, we've had, months where we're looking at our appointments and there's over 100 and or you clock coming up to 200 calls booked, right? And I'll tell you something, it's no good. It's no better than having only 10 calls booked in your diary or five or zero than having, well, I won't say zero, but it's no different having like 10 calls booked than having 200 shitty calls booked, okay? You don't want to fill up your calendar with shitty calls. They're demotivating, they are a waste of your time, and your time is your most valuable asset. So don't just think I'm talking to someone and get so emotionally strong on this conversation that you're just fighting to get them on a call and then you're thinking that, yeah, I've got them on a call, I've won. No, qualify them before the call so that you've got more chance of success when you jump on a call. And what is the qualifying process? This is where you're doing your own work underneath the scenes, right? That they don't even realize. And I'm gonna have to touch on this even more. But you're qualifying financially, and you're qualifying of niche if they are actually your niche. So niche means like they actually a good fit for you? Like is this person a power lifter and you're a more of a bodybuilder style coach, or is this person trying to build muscle when you're trying to help people lose weight, right? Like, are they your niche? Do you fit, and is it going to make sense, right? And then financially, can they afford something of this nature? How do you find that out? Well, like I said, the work situation or the holiday situation, whatever, when you start talking to people about these things, you can quickly, start to find these clues if you're looking for them of whether or not someone can afford like a high ticket program, right? Or 250 a month or 1,500 for the 6 month program. Okay. Some people even start to bring up money, like, they might say after the holiday, yeah, this is that, but I'm broke. I had to, they might say they're broke, like they had to save up for it for months. These things start to tell you something, all right? And I'm going to help you out with what you do in those scenarios. But anyway, after you found out their goals, you then find out their struggles, because what you're doing is you're trying to find out, is this person, I always say, there's no pain, they don't pay. If someone's not in pain towards a situation, then they're not going to pay a good amount for it because it's not that deep for them. It's not worthy of them forking out good money because it's not painful for them. They can, it's not even a big deal. So a lot of coaches, what they do is the minute they find out someone's got a goal, is they start selling them. All right, they start trying to sell them ASAP. They start trying to like, oh yeah, let's jump. Okay, cool. Now I can really help you with that. Let's jump. Relax, bruh. Relax. Find out if they've got a struggle, because if they may have, everyone's got goals. But if I'm not struggling with that goal, then why am I gonna sign up with you? Why am I gonna pay you any money? I'm all right. Like I've been doing this, I'm doing that. I'm actually doing well. So you need to find out. Oh, so like, are you having any issue with that, or how long have you had that goal, and how is it going? Very simple. Some people will dive in and they'll give you like some really deep, like struggles to that, maybe some long paragraphs. Some people be a bit nonchalant. If they're nonchalant, then you want to try and further find that struggle. So you want to hone in a bit more and say, all right, but what do you mean by that? And, just try and get them to expand on that more, like how in the ways that I've told you. All right, cool. Now, if you have done that, you've got them to expand and you found out that they actually have a struggle, they've got a need, there's like they're actually a good lead, then this is when it comes to the point of booking a call. Okay. Only when you found out they're a good lead. Don't get sucked in. I know how easy it is to get so emotionally attached. You just want to make money. You're speaking to this person. It started off great. Now you want to, and then you're just thinking, let me force them on a call. You never know. Look, just make sure that they have a struggle, they've got goals, they've qualified them. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting for appointments. A lot of times they won't even show because they're not a good lead like that. And if they do show, they're holding you for 45 minutes to an hour only to not give you a single penny or not want to do anything, right? So just be careful about that. Goals, struggles, dig deeper to the struggles if need be, all right? Dig deeper. Ooh, dig deeper into struggles if need be. All right, very important. So I'm going to leave that there. Now, if all goes well, then now it's time to book the call with them. All right. So I'm going to give you my magic scripts. Okay, this is flipping gold that I'm going to give you here. And I'm just going to say it. So, uh, totally hear you, Jack. Look, I'd be more than happy to jump on a call with you. That way I can find out more about you and your goals and also show you how I've been helping my clients get similar results. Let me know how that sounds and we can get something booked in. There you go. All right. This is my magic script. Okay. I've used it with different niches. That's how you know it's magic. You know what I mean? I've used it with literally different niches, B2C and B2B. I've literally used different variations of it, and you can change this up if you want. But the idea of it, the skeleton of it works. Okay, so real gem that I'm giving you. So first thing, I've acknowledged the last message. I've acknowledged the whole struggle situation. All right. Then I've used some psychology here. Okay. And you will notice that about me, that I try to use elements of, and I didn't even know when I first started, but as I learned more about psychology, I realized that's what it was. So me saying, look, I'd be more than happy to jump on a call with you is me retaining some of the power. Because what a lot of coaches will do is say that, oh, let's book a call, or like, do you want to book a call? And they kind of ask, and you kind of seem a bit beggy, right? Whereas you need to show them that you're doing them a favor. You jumping on a call with me where I'm gonna like, kind of hear you out about your goals and potentially offer you a space in my program is me doing you a favor. And then even if it is a sales call and whatnot, and we know that, you want to kind of not sound too beggy, like you're trying to force the person onto a call, because then you're starting on the back foot and it's never a good idea. So just that little, sentence of I'd be more than happy to jump on a call with you can really help you retain the fact that I'm kind of helping you, right? And then that way I can find out more about you and your goals and also show you how I've been helping my clients get similar results. What is the result? People always need to know what's in it for them. What are they getting out of this, right? If I'm going to book up a 30-minute time slot with you in our busy lives that we all have, what is it for? What do I gain? So now I've showed them that they're going to get a chance to talk to me about their goals. I haven't really lied or said that I'm going to help them with their goals, but I've told them that they're going to get a chance to, I'm going to find out more about them, find out about their goals, which for most people, that is good enough. Even the fact that they get to speak out loud their goals to somebody who's a professional is powerful, right? And then also I've given them like what they're going to get out of it, which is I'm going to show them how I've been helping my clients get similar results. Now, does this mean I'm going to tell them exactly step by step, this is what I did, this is what brand of protein we used, and so on and so forth? No, I'm not going to do that, but it leaves the mind to wonder and it lets them think, oh, I'm going to learn and gain something from this conversation, all right? Boom. And then this little confirmation message at the end of, let me know how that sounds, like if that's okay with you, or let me know if you're okay with that, if that's cool, and we can get something booked in. So I've ended with a question, of course, so it's not just left for their mind to wonder. I've told them, look, you need to let me know if that's cool with you, and it's a bit relaxed as well. Just let me know if that's cool with you, and then we'll sort that out, right? That is the perfect way of doing it. Now, around this, you've got the follow-ups. If they stop messaging at any point, you're going to need to follow up with them and say, hey, my one, the classic just to get started is, hey, just checking if you saw that, right? Just checking if you saw that last message. And then I would go to, maybe their stories, react to a story, react to one of their comment, their posts, just to let them know I'm there and kind of trigger them to respond to me. I might send a voice note or a video to follow up, say, hey, just checking you saw that. If you're free, I've got some time next week. Just because people are more enticed to click on videos and voice notes and actually take them in because they're like wondering, oh, I wonder what he said, right? Or she said. So without further ado, that's 30 minutes of flipping gold. This is the art of the DM conversations. If you do this and you follow this structure, you will book more fucking calls. And with that, you will make more flipping money. All right. Because the calls, we all know, like I said, it's audience growth, conversations, calls booked, cash collected. Okay, so if you like what you see, then you're gonna flip in love our make your first £1,000 online community, because it's full of this, just giving straight value and gold. And then I'll make your first, not our 0 to 5K community is like, that's just the next level where like you get that proper like, feel like you're in a mentorship kind of vibe as well. And then if you're just at an advanced level and ready to kind of scale up, and you want to get to 10K soon, then that's when you can look at working with us on a one-to-one level. All of the information of this is available in the description. Again, like I said, I'm going to be dropping one of these every single week on different topics, so I wouldn't miss out if I was you. I would like, share, subscribe. Even if you don't like, share, just subscribe, turn on the notifications, so at least when the next one comes out, you're going to see it, because you can see this is fucking gold. If I had this when I started, then I would have crushed it, because the DMs, like I said, it's the original, it's the starter pack way to start making money ASAP. All right, peace and love, love and peace. Let's go.